All right, ladies and gentlemen, this is part two, video part two for the sixth grade standard, Equations and Expressions 1. Specifically, this standard asks you to evaluate expressions, and we talked about that in part one of this video. Part two, we're going to talk about using the correct order of operations. Right? The order of operations. Sometimes I just abbreviate OOO, the order of operations. You probably remember this from elementary school, fifth grade, as PEMDAS, right? PEMDAS, parentheses, exponents, multiplication, division, addition, and subtraction. And I really want to try and address this because that is incorrect. And a lot of people who remember this end up getting stuck on it and doing it incorrectly. So let's talk about how to evaluate an expression like this one using the correct order of operations, right? So PEMDAS works to a certain extent. So first up, we do have the letter P, which stands for parentheses. Okay, so if there's any parentheses, you need to solve those first. That is step one. And step two is E, right? That E stands for exponents, right? We want to solve any exponents we have. And that's the sixth grade standard actually focuses on exponents, not parentheses so much. So we're going to be working with these today. And here's where things sort of fall apart, right? You guys remember the next one should be multiplication. But I need you to know that multiplication and division are really the same thing, right? They're very, very similar operations. And I often teach that division is a form of multiplication, right? So this is step three. We're going to multiply and divide in the same step, right? It's step three. We have to do these at the same time. And obviously you can't do two things at the same time. So how do you figure out which one to do? We do them in order from left to right. If there are both of these things are in an expression, we do them from left to right. All right. And then finally, step four is addition and subtraction. And it's just important that we remember that all the addition and subtraction come last. Now, addition and subtraction are, again, very similar. You'll learn later that subtraction is really a form of addition. That sounds strange, but it is, right? So we are going to do these two operations that are related together, addition and subtraction. We're going to do them last, okay? And again, if they show up in the same expression, we'll do them from left to right. Okay, so multiplication and division are the same, step three. Addition and subtraction are the same, step four. So let's take a look at how that would work in a problem like this. Okay, so I'm just going to rewrite this over here. I'm going to say this is a 2 plus 3 to the third power divided by 4. So when you're solving these expressions, you need to kind of think about or be able to identify all the operations that you see. Like, for example, I see an addition problem, I see an exponent, and I see a division problem, right? If I think of them as discrete problems, they're actually called operations, right? So which of these operations should we do first, right? They've got them all jammed together. There's three different math problems all jammed together in one expression. What do we do first? Let's refer to the order of operations. There's no parentheses, so we don't need to worry about that. There are exponents, right? So let's take a look at doing the exponent. Let's do this right now. 3 to the third power comes out to be 27, right? If you need scratch paper, and often we need to use scratch paper, I would do something like this, right? 3 times 3 times 3, that's 9. 9 times 3 is 27, right? So I'm going to erase this just so it doesn't clutter the space up, but you should always be using the margin of your paper to solve these kind of problems. All right, so what do we do with the rest of it? Well, I'm just going to make sure that I rewrite it, right? This still needs to be divided by 4, and we still need to add 2. Right? So now we're down to two operations. I see addition and I see division. So what do I do first? Well, let's see here. We checked our parentheses, no parentheses. Now there's no exponents. Now I need to do multiplication and division. Okay, there's no multiplication, so I'm just going to do the division part. Okay, 27 divided by 4. And again, I'm going to use my scratch paper. I don't know what that is off the top of my head, so I'm going to use division. 27 divided by 4. Right? This goes in 6 times, that's 24. I have a remainder of 3. I'm going to pull the curtain back. It shows a decimal behind the ones place. There's a decimal behind the ones place. Pull the curtain back some more, show the tenths place. 4 goes into 30 Wait, what did I just say? 7 times, right? 7 times 4 is 28. I have a remainder of 2. Pull the curtain back again. 20. 4 goes into 25 times. So here we get 27 divided by 4 is 6.75, or 6 75 hundredths. Okay, so I did the division part, but I don't want to quit just yet. I need to make sure that I bring down the other operations. I need to bring down, oops, I don't want it to be yellow, I want it to be green. Where did yellow come from? I'm going to bring down the addition. I can't win here. All right, I'm going to bring down the addition plus 2. Right, and now I've got one operation left. I can see that there's only one operation. It's addition. So I'm going to go ahead and solve this. Again, I'm going to use scratch paper really quick. So here I'm in addition. I'm going to get to the addition color. 6.75. I'm going to add 2. That's the ones place. So I'm going to show the tenths and the hundredths places. We get 5, 7. 6 plus 2 is 8. So this resolves or simplifies to 8.75. Okay, so we followed all the steps. We did the exponents, we did the division, and we did the addition and subtraction very last, and we have the correct answer. Okay, so we can say that this expression is equivalent to 8 75 hundredths. All right, let's quickly take a look at another one. All right, evaluate this using the correct order of operations. So 2 to the third power times 7 to the second power minus 6 divided by 2. Right? Again, I might just jot this down. P, E, M, and D, multiplication and division, go in the same stage, and addition and subtraction. So let's take a look here. I see an exponent, I see multiplication, I see an exponent, I see subtraction, and I see division. That's 5 operations in one expression. Okay, we better get started. First up, no parentheses. Exponents, yes. So let's take a look at the exponents. 2 to the third power is going to be 8. 7 to the second power is going to be 49. And I need to make sure that we still know that those two things are being multiplied. And I'm still going to subtract something. I'm going to subtract 6. And I'm still going to divide something. I'm going to divide by 2. All right, so we took care of the exponents. Let's see what we have left. Any multiplication or division? Yes, there's multiplication and there's division. So what do? Right? Remember, we do them left to right. Right? So let's begin. 8 times 49. Right? Again, I'm going to get out some scratch paper here. 8. I don't know that off the top of my head, so I want to make sure that we're writing it. Excuse me. 49 times 8. Right? That's going to be 72. 4 times 8 is 32. Plus 7 is 39. So this becomes 392. Okay? Now I still need to make sure that I'm going to bring down the next operation, which is subtraction. And the next operation, there's still division to do, divided by 2. Okay, so now we've gone from 7 operations, and now I'm down to 2 operations. There's subtraction and there's division. So what are we going to do first, right? Remember, we have not finished the multiplication and division yet. There's still division to do. So 6 divided by 2. 6 divided by 2 is 3. Fortunately, that was very easy. I need to bring down the subtraction, and I'm going to bring down the 392. Now I am done with multiplication and division. Done. Okay, I'm going to clean up my scratch paper here so I'll have some more space. And that brings me to the last step, addition and subtraction. Let's do that. 392 minus 3 would become 389. Okay, check. We did all the addition and subtraction. We know that this expression up here is equivalent to 389. 389. So it is important that you identify all the operations, right? That's what I was doing with these little dots up here. It's important that once you solve one of them, like here we solve the exponents, you rewrite the problem in a simpler form, right? Here we solved the multiplication. We solved the multiplication and we rewrote the problem in a simpler form. Next, we solved the division and we rewrote the problem in a simpler form. And finally, we solved the subtraction and we rewrote the problem in a simpler form. This is really important when you're solving the order of operations because you just can't do 7 things all at the same time, right? You can't do all of that in your head. And a lot of people try and a lot of people fail, right? So I guess what I want to say to you is use your pencil, use the paper, use your scratch paper, and just solve things one step at a time, one step at a time.